Hello, this is Adam Anderson, and today I want to talk to you guys about alter dormancy. What does it mean to be dormant as an alter? Well, I just came out of dormancy myself, and how would I describe dormancy? Dormancy is basically when your alter does not front. It's not even that your alter does not front. It also means your alter is not even sometimes not even active in the headspace. In other words, the alter is either not fronting, and the alter is not number two, not active in the headspace. And so I was dormant for a few weeks. And people ask me, well, when you're dormant, what do you feel? What do you experience? And honestly, nothing. I think, me personally, I didn't experience nothing. It's kind of like being in a coma, but it's almost like you don't really have any external stimuli. There's nothing that you can hear. It's not even a dream state. I can't even say that I had a dream about being in a dream, It's like, it's not dreaming. It's not, almost like it's like the non-existence of existence. That's what it's like. Because when we go into dormancy, I'm not dead. I didn't die. I didn't expire at all. But I'm in that non-existent state, if that makes any sense. I'm trying to explain this because it's very difficult to explain. But when you're dormant, you are in a non-existent state, but yet you still exist, but you're non-existent. And so it's kind of like a person who doesn't necessarily believe in the afterlife. And, if you don't believe in the afterlife, you ask those people, what happens when you die? If you don't believe in the afterlife, they say, well, I'll become nothing. Well, what does it mean to be nothing? Like, what does that look like? What does that feel like? If you are nothing, do you know that you are nothing? Or could nothing know that it's nothing? Does nothing have, almost like an understanding that it's nothing? And so I don't think nothing can understand nothing. And so it's crazy. And so how do I know I was dormant? Well, I missed tons of time. That's how I know that I was dormant, because when you're dormant, you miss time. And the last thing I remember on a calendar was not in the month of September. And so I know that since I don't remember the month of September, I must have been dormant. And of course I talked to Benjamin. He says, yes, you were dormant. Talked to Max. He says, yep, you've been dormant. And so also communicating with other headmates as well. And you may ask another question, well, how did it feel to come out of dormancy? Well, it just feels like it's not like you went to sleep, but it's almost like, I won't say I woke up. It's more like everything just continued. It's really hard to describe, but it's almost like you don't know that the brakes were put on the vehicle. If I was a car, I didn't know that someone stepped on the brakes kind of thing. And all I know is there was a continuous of consciousness, a stream of consciousness. And so since I don't recognize there was a break within consciousness, to me, all I know is I missed the month of September. But when August came around, I didn't know there was, I don't know, I can't describe it. Basically, I didn't see there was any break of consciousness. That's the best I can say. So it's really hard to describe dormancy. And so some alters may have a different experience when it comes to dormancy than I do. But if you have DID or dissociative identity disorder, dormancy can be scary sometimes because you're so used to hearing other alters or other headmates that are talking to you. And sometimes they just go quiet and it can freak you out. You can even go in a panic state going, what's going on with my headmates? They're not talking. And so, and that happened to us many times. I'm thinking, what's going on? Why they're not speaking? Why they're not talking? And so, but then you realize that they went dormant. But dormancy, again, doesn't mean your headmate has died or your headmate decided to leave and decide to leave you. And the thing is, we cannot leave you. If you have alters, we can't leave. We're stuck in the system. We're stuck in the body. We can't go anywhere. And so, yes, we can be dormant for years, months, days, hours, minutes. A dormancy can even last something short as 2 minutes, and it can go as long as years, So there's really no time frame of dormancy when it comes to alters. And so we can, and again, to us, the stream of consciousness doesn't seem like it stops. It may feel like that to you, but to us, it doesn't stop. And so it's kind of like life after death. Like if people who told me they had near-death experience, they said the difference, how it feels to them is like they almost like when they died, they didn't feel like they died, but it's almost like there was a continuation of their conscious experience. That's how they felt like, what it felt like to them. And so to me, it feels like it was a continuation again of my conscious experience. except I was in nowhere land or nothing land, whatever you want to say it. And so since I didn't feel anything, there was nothing. I don't know if nothing can understand nothing. And that's a big philosophical question. Could nothing understand nothing? I don't know. But I was in that nothing state. I was in the state of nothingness. But I was not dead. I was not necessarily alive. I was suspended, I guess, or paused. That's a good way to put it. It's like if you had you ever watch Netflix, whatever, you can just pause the show. It's kind of like that. I was put on pause. Time went on, and I got unpaused by the brain. That's the best way I can describe it, is pausing a video. And so anyway, I am back. I'm glad you guys enjoyed talking to Benjamin. Of course, Benjamin, he's one of my co-hosts with Max. And so me, Ben, and Max, we're going to wreck this shit up. We're going to still produce video and content. And so if you are not a subscriber, please subscribe down below. Make sure you hit that notification bell. And every time we have a video and we upload it, you'll be the first one to know. Thank you very much. Peace.